hit that like button, share and subscribe. Remember, eagles flies with eagles. All right now, hit the like button, share and subscribe. This is Arthur Oma, and remember, eagles fly with eagles. This is Carlos Kings. He's interviewing Mr. and Mrs. Fletcher. They have really set the internet ablaze with their beautiful family. So many people can relate.
Well, now speak for yourself. Don't tease that. My bad, friend.
I need a break though, wait. I'm scared. No, like seriously, like you said, it's just peer pressure, just them being who they are as men and just doing shit.
No, I have heard that. This is why I'm glad about the honesty. Because even Mel alluded to Martel hanging out with, I'm not gonna name names, y'all can watch the season. But even Mel had intimated that your friends can sometimes influence you. I'm glad that Chris also is able to say, yeah, sometimes you are who you hang out with. Now, Nell, I heard you beat up the side chick. Hey, Raindrops, yes, come through. We got merch. Finally, Carlos King is giving y'all merch. We got, and you're
What makes Slotomania the #1 free slots game? It's the perfect me time game that allows you to
and you're able to, even like years later, you're able to show like the strength of you being like, look, talking about it still hurts, but I'm still able to sit next to this man, loving up on him because he apologized, he made things right. And the other thing, and I'm gonna move on. The other thing that I love about this conversation is when you sex. I don't think a lot of women, I haven't seen on TV talk about this, who have grown kids. How when their father cheats on their mother, how the kids are affected too. And I don't think people really talk about that. So thank you for sharing that. Speaking of your children, first of all your kids are gorgeous. I mean, the genes all of your children are beautiful to look at.
Thank you.
They're very, very beautiful kids. I recently did a live with Dr. Heavenly from Married to Medicine, and we spoke about how wealthy parents, when they make it, they sometimes overdo it with giving their kids too much because they feel like, I know what it's like to struggle, and I don't want my kids to struggle. And listen, struggling doesn't mean your kid's starving and the lights are cut off and the water ain't hot. But sometimes parents overdo it to where the kids don't know what the word no means. If they get a flat tire, it's immediately fixed. Right?
We should have kept Chris ass walking.
Yeah, so talk to me about that, because we saw a lot of that in tonight's episode in terms of you two are very successful. Do you guys feel like you may have spoiled your kids too much?
Yes. Yes.
Is it because you two came from humble beginnings and you wanted to obviously, like most parents, and you obviously wanted to like?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, dude. I'm from the hood. I'm from the hood. I grew up in the country. Out here where we live, up and down the street, where all these, the $1 million homes and all the Publix and everything, the whole area, the whole high school, none of those things were there. Those were farmlands. I farmed those lands with my grandfather in the summertime while everyone else gets out of school and go to Cancun and do all those things. I was walking up and down the cotton field, pulling kookaburras out of cotton, during my teenage years, from age 12, 13, up until 17. Every summer, and any other break from school or anything, that's what I did. So, I know what it is to struggle, what it is not to have, what it is to go in the kitchen where your mom had got the damn black and white box of cheese that's got to get cut up, and you know what I'm saying? They got cards now for food stamps or EBT or whatever you want to call it. No, we had the ones with the damn numbers written on it with the money sign on it and all that looked like money, but it was
fake paper.
The food stamps. Go to the store and get some cornflakes or whatever the case may be.
Without the sugar. Without the sugar.
And embarrassed to go because sometimes you don't want your friends to see you. Let's come on.
To see me with the food stamps. Like, oh no, go ahead, go in front of me. I'm good. You go in front of me. I got to get something else. Exactly. So that no one else can see me giving them the food stamps. So that's where I came from. That's where I come from. So yeah, it was the same thing as probably Dr. Heavenly described. It's like I don't want my kids to have to go through that. But at the same time, I don't think as my parents and grandparents, they weren't taught finance or have any financial advisory or anything like that as well. Even working with my grandfather for the so-called the white man, every summer, my grandfather didn't have any credit. He paid for everything cash. We go places, everything's paid for cash. There's no such thing as credit. So those teachings, those learning curves that other people were privy to that we didn't get for whatever reason. I'm not going to say it wasn't available, but we didn't get it at that time. So it makes it kind of hard when you do get to a certain level and you have children and it's out there, meaning the better life is out there and you want them to have it. It's kind of hard to say no when you know what you went through to get to where you are.
Yeah, I think that's hard for me. I can remember, and I'm from the projects. They call him Triana because a lot of people in Huntsville know. And
she's from Bedford Court.
Yes.
I'm from Butler Terrace.
So
BC, BT. And that's the funny thing about it too, Carlo. Little fun fact, when we were children, like barely walking, she lived in Bedford Court. I lived in Butler Terrace, which was across the street.
Oh, wow.
We used to play together according to our parents as kids. We played together and never, didn't know it.
Well, see, that was the winning factor after meeting him. And
critics and audiences proclaim a new horror legend has arrived. Thanksgiving is wildly fun, and one of the most crowd-pleasing experiences of the year. It's a new horror classic. Thanksgiving rated R now playing.
Mom, not mean to jump subject, and she was like, "Who are your folks?" Back then, I asked, who's your folks?
Right.
And I went on to say, I guess there's a lot of older maids that my grandmama or Betty May or Susie May. I said, older maid. She said, oh, I know your damn grandma. She taught me how to cook, and from there, she just loved me. His mom she fell in love with me. So
her grandmother taught my mom how to cook.
Wow.
Yes.
Small girl.
But
we never met.
Well, that's because y'all moved. You moved. Apparently, you all moved away.
Yeah.
They moved away. And unlike me, even though I'm from the projects, my mom moved to the north side of town. She got a HUD home at the time, which allowed me and my sister to be able to attend Johnson High School, and that's where we graduated. I graduated from Johnson as well, and I still had to go to Miami, Florida, and spend time there with my dad. So I did some back and forth from here to Florida. Me and my sister both to share time with Dad as well. But yes, I am from the project, so that's why when you hear people say she's loud, she don't mind telling you how she feels.
She don't mind whooping your ass.
Right.
Everybody saying that. My grandmama always told me I ain't stupid now. She always said, look here, there's somebody for every damn body. So you don't go around just talking about whooping nobody's ass, okay? Now I don't mess with nobody, but I'll bring it. I ain't looking for nobody. They don't need to be looking for
You're
me.
watching the Fletchers on the interview with Carlos King.
You stand up to Martel a lot. And you go toe to toe with Martel, and it is fascinating to watch. Chris, talk to me about that, because of course
There's nothing fascinating about watching a man verbally abuse a woman. Carlos, what's wrong with you?
fans are saying, no, Chris, you need to check Martel. He's talking to Nell crazy. What do you have to say to that?
Well, for me first, I know you said Chris, the dynamics of my family, I'm used to standing. I don't care how big you are. I don't care that you're a man. I have uncles. I have a brother. I will stand up to your ass, and that's why I'm not gonna back down for something that I'm so passionate about, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. I love Martel, but I love Mel. Me and Mel have been through similar situations. It's just that they worked out differently. Mel is not old school, and she would tell me that I ain't staying just because your ass stayed. You know, she does. Like, hell, I ain't built like that. I'm just not built like that, and I have to respect that. And at the same time, she did stay, and that's why I keep trying to tell him she got your ass 5 years. Unfortunately, she did, but she's not old school. It's like, you know what, this new generation, I ain't got to put up this shit. I'm gone. I'm out. You know, I can do bad by myself. I can do this by myself. So I respect her on that, and I feel I'm so passionate about it because I still stand to what I said. I told his ass this. We've stayed up countless nights. We've stayed up at 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. The sun has come up. I'm talking to Martel, and I'm like, Martel, do you want to throw all this away? Do you want to throw away what you guys have built together? Do you not understand where you're from, where she's from, and then to have a family, kids that you brought here together, no outside children at the time?
AFP helped me create real change that betters my community, keeps my business open.
Beautiful. Even we didn't have that. We came into the marriage with 2 children. So I don't really think he said he was listening, he understood. I don't think he really got it at the time. So that's why I get on to him like that. That's why I'm so passionate about it, because I have pretty much experienced it. It's just slightly different, but it's still, you know, infidelity is infidelity, however you want to put it.
Chris' personality different from Martel. Chris take accountability and he have remorse. He does. He loves his wife. He has remorse about what he did to his family. But on the other hand, Martel has no empathy. He lacks feelings.
Well, of course, kind of what she was just saying, you know, we spent so much time together, and, you know, we have feelings for both parties, for Mel and Martel. And the times that we spent together, we call them our brother or sister. That's kind of how I see it. Other people, they capture a different picture because they see this small female and Mr. Man and over here, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's what they get. When I hear it, because number one, I know Martel's not fucking crazy, so I know he's not gonna put his hands on my wife. I know that. But I don't know if you make her too mad, what she might do. But
That's true.
I just look at it. I look at it as a brother and sister type deal, and just a brother and sister just going at it. She's very passionate about what she's saying, and then he's very.
He said he's passionate, but
he says he's passionate. Sometimes I think he's just not totally.
He's hot-headed.
Abusive.
That too,
that's all.
but he's just.
He's hot.
Martel. I'll just say that. He's just Martel.
Oh, he definitely in the damn package, wrapped up by him damn self.
He stands on what he believes. She's passionate about what she believes. And when they get into it, it's almost like she gives a trigger word for him. And once she gives that trigger word, it's on.
Well, he's a Capricorn and I'm Aquarius, and that don't happen.
But I look at it as a brother and sister. A brother and sister really just going at it, and they just both trying to get their points across. So I don't see it as a form of disrespect. Now, it depends on what words he may use when he's speaking to her, but he's never said anything out of the way. She gets loud, he gets loud, type thing. So, I mean, we've had several talks about it. So.
What are your thoughts on, because obviously you're the closest to Martel and Melody, but obviously Huntsville is small, so you have relationships with the Scotts, Kimmy, Maurice, Marceau, and Tisha. One of the things that came out was whether or not Marceau was with you in Atlanta throughout his time there when these alleged photos came back, unintended, up his back. And there was some discrepancy you felt because you're like, look, like you said earlier, when you hang out with people and they do certain things, I don't want to be good with that no more. So was there a discrepancy in the timeline based on Marceau's story that you was with him in Atlanta when all these alleged activities happened?
Well, here's the thing. And I still stand on what I said. I was there. He was there. My wife was in town with me in Atlanta. So that's just what it was. The time period that he's speaking of, I don't know. Honestly, I never heard what his time period was. What I do know is that he and I did meet in Atlanta. We were together. We did look at property. We did go to the Atlanta Fish Market and grab something to eat, which was very fast because he was done. I mean, them damn what they call sushi rolls just didn't stand a chance. I mean, they didn't stand for a chance. But we were together. We were together for probably 2.5 hours. That's all I can tell you. We were together 2.5 hours. After that, I don't know.
And he was back at the Airbnb.
Right, and I was back at the house.
The reason why I know that, basically, I just put it out there.
You're ready to get started on this boutique hotel here in downtown Waco.
You could go to Grainger.com to find what you need to get the job done. Grainger, supplies and solutions for every industry.
So I was there. I got my receipt. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And well, I got my tummy tuck. I had a tummy tuck. So it was doing my surgery. Mm-hmm. Marceau asked Fletcher, hey, since you in town, can you show me this property? So Fletcher had to take care of me. So I knew he was gone for like 2.5 hours at the most, but he was back at damn Airbnb. So I just, I'm like, you know what? When he said, oh, Chris Fletcher, I was like,
in the car with Tish that night.
Yeah, like, you want to call his brother, but since she had the nerve to go ask me how we ever had damn infidelity, my husband was with his ass the whole time. I know what my husband was. Now, this one thing I ain't gonna do. I ain't gonna lie for his ass. I ain't gonna lie for no damn man. But I knew where his ass was that damn day because I knew where I was. And I knew why I was there and how he was there. So whatever Marceau was doing there, I can't say on that. I don't know about them back pictures. So I don't know.
Not you sipping a cocktail after reading. Okay.
It's true.
What do you think about Tisha?
Who?
Now,
Yeah.
I think about her. Personally, she hasn't done anything to me but ask me about infidelity. Why she asked me about infidelity, I still stand on what I said. I still think she wanted to speak with me probably in private. I still stand on Marcel, shut that shit down. I think I'm too strong of a woman he don't want her to talk to. That's what I think. I really believe that.
But you good with teacher.
Yeah, she has done that too. That's why I said I still think there's a conversation she was trying to have at that time. I don't think she'll get it at this point because he shut all that down.
you think she wanted a conversation or she wanted some advice?
Both. Yes, both. Then you talk to talk to you. The damn thing, you know, look at your face.
This was written on allegedly.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Okay. Are you guys cool with Kim and Maurice too? Did y'all hang out too prior to the show?
No.
just in passing, like at Black, Marcel, he'll invite or ask Fletcher to come out to Black, or we'll just come out to Black, and that's where we pretty much run into Kimmy or Maurice. And being that they are brothers and sister-in-laws, it's, you know, I'm not rude. If I see you, I'm gonna speak. We all sit there, have a drink and conversation, but it's not like we're not besties, or we don't get invited to anything, no more than the barbecue. We got invited to that, but no, we're not associates like that.
What made you say yes to doing the show this time? Because Chris was in.
And that's what was pissing me off. Because I said, I don't give a damn what you do. I'm not doing it. And he just out there doing his thing, like I ain't said nothing to him. And everybody kept saying, Miss Fletcher, why you not on the show? And I'm like, I have my reasons. And most of my reasons was the shit he do, the family, kids, do the most. I was around here putting out fires for. It was just always something. Or look, Chris in trouble, or Lance got some trouble. Lance needs money for this. Chris needs money for that. Kiki needs money for this. And I'm like, I don't have time to do nothing else but work and try and help my family for the ones who say I tore them down on TV. And until you step in my shoes, don't judge me. Also, my mom was very sick. And that's something I took care of.
As you should have, yes.
My mom was dying, and she passed 2019. I just was not in no space to do a show. I could not get myself together. I was taking care of her every day. Literally every day. She requested that, not that I would put my mom in a home, but she requested to me and my sister that she didn't want to be in a home. She didn't want to go to no hospital. And that was something me and my sister was doing, like making sure she was comfortable, you know.
In each other's house.
In both of our homes. And I was dealing with this with Nell and Martel at the time my mom was passing.
So even spending time with them, my sister would be here taking care of my mom while we would be over there with them. So I don't think people really understand the relationship, why I'm so passionate about it. And yeah, my mom was dying at the same time.
Well, look, as somebody who lost her mother, I want to say 2019 as well, I understand everything you're saying. And I hope you know this, and if you don't...
This is Black Titanic. Hit that like button, share, and subscribe.